My name is Michael, Ezekiel, call me Zeke. I am a freshman here at college. I'm going to read you guys some cool things. They'll be short, I promise you. This first one is one of my favorite poems by one of my favorite Spanish authors named Federico Garcia Lorca. He died in 1937, I believe, at the hands of the Spanish Civil War. The affair, you guys know about it. This poem actually was written as an allusion, thinking that it was for his friend who was very good at bullfighting, but actually it was kind of this big metaphor for the tensions arising and the eventual Spanish Civil War, which was kind of creepy because he also died 1 year later. So it's kind of this really weird foreshadowing. I'm going to read it in English because I don't speak Spanish very well. I feel like reading the poem kind of a disgrace if I did in a language I don't know very well. So this is the Lament for Ignacio Sanchez Mejias, Part 1, translated by Galway Canal, again by Federico Garcia Lorca. First part's called The Goring and the Death. At 5 in the afternoon. It was exactly 5 in the afternoon. A boy brought the linen sheet at 5 in the afternoon. A basket of limes standing ready at 5 in the afternoon. Everything else was death. Only death at 5 in the afternoon. Wind scattered bits of gauze at 5 in the afternoon. Oxide soaked glass and nickel at 5 in the afternoon. Now the dove battles with the leper at 5 in the afternoon. And a thigh with a desolate horn at 5 in the afternoon. Now began the drum of a dirge at 5 in the afternoon, and the bells of arsenic and smoke at 5 in the afternoon. Silence gathered on every corner at 5 in the afternoon. And the bull alone with a lifted heart at 5 in the afternoon. When sweat of snow began at 5 in the afternoon, and the bull ring was drenched in iodine at 5 in the afternoon. Death laid its eggs in the wound at 5 in the afternoon. At 5 in the afternoon. At exactly 5 in the afternoon. The bed is a coffin on wheels at 5 in the afternoon. Bones and flutes play in his ear at 5 in the afternoon. The bull's bellowing stay at his forehead at 5 in the afternoon. The room turned iridescent in his agony at 5 in the afternoon. Now in the distance, gangrene appears at 5 in the afternoon. A white lily in the green groins at 5 in the afternoon. The wounds burn like suns at 5 in the afternoon. And the crowd breaking the windows at 5 in the afternoon. At 5 in the afternoon, ah, that terrible 5 in the afternoon. It was 5 by all the clocks. It was 5 in the shadow of the afternoon. This next piece is from a play, one of my favorite series, called, titles exactly, Angels in America, a gay fantasia on national themes. It is both very comedic and very touching. This thing I'm going to do is a bit more touching. It's about a very dark time in American history, the 1970s, in which this very awful disease was spreading around, and people still don't really have a cure for it, but it was also shunned and looked down upon. This awful administration was running at the time, not really doing anything about it. And this part is from a man named Pryor, who was presenting his case in front of a league of angels in heaven. And that is the piece I'm going to read today. But still, bless me anyway. I want more life. I can't help myself. I do. I've lived through such terrible times. And there are people who live through much, much worse, but you see them living anyway. When they're more spirit than body. More sores than skin, when they're burned and in agony, when flies lay eggs in the corners of the eyes of their children, they live. Death usually has to take life away from us. I don't know if it's just the animal. I don't know if it's not braver not to die. I don't know if it's just the habit, but I recognize the habit. The addiction to being alive. We live past hope. And if I can find hope, any bones like cold rolled steel, skin hammered in Bridgendine sheets, pound leather and shadow to a stiff segmentata, be corset caged. Clad in devices, night will rise like a wound, duty bronze to pauldrons hulking your shoulders. When your bad decisions are fused with chainmail and you're dueling in the silence of fiends, go out the world in stone. Fear is a long revered tradition. In the carbon dark, language is harnessed in its helm as ordo, from the Latin ordo meaning closed circle. Be plate sealed, protected as a priest's halberd, wielding against the cauldron of medicine, or lie naked in the dandelions, pained with sensation.